and Bill Moseley on the set, and went, "Hey guys," and they went, I said, "It's Dee," and Sid said, "Shit, I would have known you till you talked." So,
who's the chick?
You know, no, you would not. No, look at the picture.
From Sid's point of view.
So
Sid's a little different.
So ugly. So I think it's the ugliest part I've ever played. But I called Rob and I said, "Rob, I can't see me doing this part with my perky blonde hair." And there was a pause, like, this is what Rob always says. "Okay." I said, "Well, I'm gonna dye it really like dark brown, and I want to part it down the middle and make it real severe." "Okay." I mean, he just, Rob's this great combination that most actors love, of a director that knows exactly what he wants and gives you the freedom to bring in all your weirdest shit. And for an actor, that, for me anyway, that's freedom. That's like, But like I said, I would be driving home going, "Oh my God, I didn't really do that, did I?" Because you just start playing and you do the most bizarre fucking thing. Yeah, I really crossed the line several times in this film.
I wish I had done a couple of his movies. I feel like a jerk. Like, he asked me to do House of a Thousand Corpses and the other, the first one.
Devil's Reject.
Yeah, both of those. And I had been in a rock band that we were playing like the Hollywood circuit in the early 90s, late 80s, and the promoter says, "Oh, there's this band is going to be playing after you guys. You know, they're getting some good heat, you know."
Oh,
we didn't
God,
know where
it
they
wasn't
were.
really.
And, so then here comes this unknown band on the stage after us. And they got all these foam structures and gargoyles and all gothed out and crazy. And they played and they were quite good, you know. And so I knew him from like being on the Sunset Strip and playing in bands. And our band, of course, never did what his did. But when I was like on a bit of a high point in my career, and I thought, I don't know, like rock and roll, it's doing a first movie, and I've never seen what he's done before, and I was like, I don't know that this is necessarily the right time for me to do this. And you know, you don't always have good foresight, I suppose. And now a lot of my friends have worked with him, and they all have great things to say about him.
God, yeah.
But
he's the greatest guy. And you know, when we were doing Halloween together, we were waiting for a shot to get set up, and I said, "So what's your favorite film this year?" And he said, "Little Miss Sunshine." I said, "Rob, don't tell anybody. Your whole cover will be blown." But you know, Sherry brings him his health food shake and his vitamins every morning. They're just so cute together. I love both of them.
nice.
Love both of them. In the back. No, you.
Yeah. Well, you talk about knowing each other from another movie and all that. Who have either of you or both of you met, like on film, like in working in a film, that you still talk to today, or has like become a really good friend, other than saying each other?
I still work out with Casper Van Dien. He was the other guy in Starship. I continue to work with Denise Richards a lot, and it's kind of strange. Every couple of years we do another project together. Who else? Lou Temple. Lou Temple, speaking of Rob Zombie. Lou's a good buddy of mine. We work on stuff together. I have a good friend of mine who's an actor that you really probably wouldn't know him as a TV guy. He was on that Third Watch show. His name's Jason Wiles. He played a cop alongside with Michael Beach. He and I are really good friends. So yeah, I can say I've maintained some friendship. Not a lot, considering 130 movies and 20 TV series. Like I can name 4 or 5 people. So it's a traveling circus.
Yeah.
There's a lot of tents, and you may be in one tent or another tent, and as much as you may want to maintain communication, it really becomes more about texting or a little halo or a little congrats, I saw the thing.
Ty Daly and I literally tried to have lunch for a year between our schedules.
Yeah.
But the two people that came up for me when you asked that was Dudley Moore, whom and Tim Curry. Yeah.
Oh.
And then, of course, my husband, Christopher Stone, that I worked with in so many things with. And Dudley and Chris are gone. And I don't know if you guys knew that Tim had a pretty severe stroke.
Yeah.
But he's outperforming. He's outperforming at the clubs and stuff. Yeah, you can't hold a good actor down. You had a question up here.
Yeah, Jade, yesterday you shared a story with me. I wanted you to share with the rest. I told you I was an extra in the Contact.
Right.
And you told me a story about how somebody thought you were that character for real.
Yeah. Yeah, crazy. Quick request. Can I grab the smoothie? Thanks, man. It's Derek, ladies and gentlemen, Derek. I've been on a pretty intense training regimen for the last year, and so I'm kind of moving on a liquid diet of protein shakes and organic food. So that's my version of a cheeseburger and fries these days. The berry smoothie. So to answer that, yeah, I've definitely had a lot of people who think that I am a character that I've played. And recently with Stranger Things, I didn't realize this would happen, but there was I made the mistake of like searching the hashtag of my name on Twitter just to see what people were saying on the third day. It's like, it was devastating, you know? Jake Busey is such an asshole. I just want to punch that guy in the face. And it's like,
It's weird.
guys, it's a job, it's a craft, it's an art, it's not, you know.
It gets confusing for some people.
Yeah, and we're not like Instagram influencers. It's not us. It's characters we're playing. And that's really, I think, confused an entire generation with reality shows and all that. People are actually growing up with that being already a part of the cultural fabric. So they just think, they don't realize that it's pretend, but you just play like you're not pretending. So that was rough.
Say that again. We play like we're not
We
pretending.
pretend, but we play like we're not.
Oh, you gotta quote that somewhere. That's great.
Well-
This next hashtag.
Yeah.
Strangely enough, that's something I was reminded. I said that when I was 5, when I was on my first movie, which was Dustin Hoffman's pet project, Straight Time. And my dad was like the failed getaway driver.
Yeah.
So Dustin, the movie opens with him getting out of prison for being a jewel thief. He got busted because my dad left him. So the first thing he does is make a beeline for our house. Kathy Bates played my mom. And so we have this dinner in the kitchen. And he's like super friendly with the family. Good thing Max is out of jail kind of thing. He says, yeah, you know. So I have a big scene there. That's my first scene in the movie. And after dinner, he says, yeah, I want to talk to your dad. We can go outside to the garage. And we go outside and talk for a minute. It cuts back inside the house. See Kathy washing the dishes, and then you hear, and Dustin takes out my dad. That was his revenge. So they put me in the movie to really give, I guess, more sympathy for my dad's character. Like, oh man, I just shot this guy. The guy's got a kid. You know?
Yeah, it's always worse if there's a kid.
Yeah, but
You had that line?
I had said, my dad, I guess Dustin asked me, what do you think about acting? And I said, I don't know. I don't know if I'd really dig it that much. Because you pretend, but then you play like you're not pretending.
That is such a genius line.
My
You have
dad's
to
quoted
remember
it
that.
Like my dad, that's his, like, he's used that quote for.
Well, I can see why. I'm going to use it now.
Feel free. It was from the genius of a 5-year-old brain. Yeah, but it is really true. We're not the characters that we portray.
Although sometimes we get close.
Sometimes you get close with certain roles, but I can guarantee you and assure you that I'm really not very close at all to the role I played in Stranger Things.
But I am pretty close to the mom and E.T.
Yes, you are. I realized that last night we were watching a little piece of South Park before falling asleep, and the two of the boys, Cartman and Stan. Cartman convinces Stan to take his uncle's super fast boat out on the lake, and they crash it, and they destroy the beaver dam and wipes out the whole town. And the whole time Cartman's like, yeah, fuck those people, doesn't matter anyway. And I was like, oh my God, I was like the grown-up 3D version of Eric Cartman in Stranger Things. And then I was like, okay, cool, all right, I can tolerate this. Characters.
Questions, huh? Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys have done a lot of like on stage like theater kind of work, but like I grew up in the theater and there was this big discussion about like stage acting being harder than movie acting. What do you guys think?
Hell yes.
Way harder.
Way harder, I think. First of all, you're freaked out that you're not going to remember the lines.
Yeah.
On camera, you can go, and I fucked that one up. Let's go again. And you don't have the pressure on you, even though you really strive not to because it breaks the flow. But yeah, and to rehearse something for 6, 7, 8 weeks, it doesn't rock my boat. I've done a lot of theater. But I sure prefer just being in the moment. I don't like to do stuff for a long time. I get bored.
But there's that balance, though. It's mostly joy. Joy.
Well, the joy sure is being in front of a live audience.
And getting immediate gratification.
I always get immediate.
Well said, well, that's for me. Like I grew up on film sets. The only theater I really ever did was like school plays, and so my whole reality has been film sets for almost 50 years, and so that's where my comfort level is. And exactly what Dee said, you really only have to memorize maybe 3 to 6 pages at a pop. And you're going to do it, and then you're going to start over, and you're going to do it again, and then you're going to start over, and you're going to do it again. And then in that time, you're honing it to, hopefully, to close to perfection. And then when it's shot, and when you move on, you got a really great piece that's been hyper-focused on and really done with precision. And then you move on. Whereas a play, it is more broad brush strokes. You are learning the entire play, and you're doing it for 6 or 7 weeks because you have to for it to become second nature, so that you don't blow the lines. And I got to experience it doing a sitcom. And I realized, oh shit, sitcoms are live theater.
Yeah.
It's sitcoms
But only for a week.
5-act play, yeah. And you have a week to rehearse it. It's such a kickback schedule. And it's so great because it's a good show and the audience is really into it, really laughing. It's like,
you have the
oh
best
my
of both
God,
worlds.
I made people laugh, and it really feels great. And it is the best of both worlds because you don't, like with movies, you can actually, it's frowned upon, and like Dee said earlier, you just power through it if you screw up. But sometimes if it's like you're close up and you're not worried about anyone else messing up anyone else's good take, it's just you can be like, okay, and you just go back one line and they'll cut it anyway. And certainly with theater you don't do that, and with sitcoms you will just power through it, and then after they let the audience go home, at 1 in the morning, then on Friday night, then they'll just shoot the pieces of stuff. So
You think we lead an easy life.
it seems like a dreamland fairy tale, but there's a lot of work.
lot of work,
It's-
a lot of waiting too.
And very little sleep, and you have to be very flexible. And,
A lot of hurry up and wait.
and a lot of
Oh,
18-hour
yeah.
days, you know. That's like just a normal work day. And I got
Well,
like,
it is in this country. It isn't necessarily in Europe.
really.
Well,
Well,
when
they
we
did
were
the
on the
French hour thing, the
Frighteners,
10-hour days.
they were,
yeah.
you know, when we did the Frighteners, it was really, you know.
I was too
10
young and
hours
excited to
we were
pay
out.
attention.
We
Yeah.
were out.
That was such a fun experience.
Yeah.
You know, Mike hurt his ankle. I don't know. I thought it was.
Michael
early-
J. Fox?
Yeah. I thought it was like part of the Parkinson's thing coming on. But we had 2 weeks off. And that was, I don't know if you were going home at that point or not.
It's all fog to me.
Yeah, it's a while back. My girlfriend came down and we did a road trip. We did 2 weeks of a road trip around New Zealand. We did two
Yeah.
different ones. We did the South Island and then we did the North Island because Mike was
Well, one of
an
that,
ankle thing.
one of that was when we first got down there.
Right.
And we had just arrived and they decided to rewrite the script.
Oh, right.
Remember? And so they said, gosh, would you like to me, would you like to take your kid and your nanny on a trip, you know, we'll pay for a trip around
Yeah.
Australia? And I went, let me think, okay.
Where was your trip?
We went down through the South Island and Queensland and all
Right,
that.
right, okay. Trying to think, because there was a one, I don't know if that was the time, because there was 2 moments during the shoot.
I
We
bet
were
the
there for a few
other,
months.
the other time was when I had to come home for Chris's funeral.
Right.
Because they were trying to figure out, they didn't think I'd ever be back.
Oh, I remember they had that worry.
And they were trying to figure out how to shoot around me and shoot the character from the back and,
Yeah,
you know,
we went to Fiji.
well, damn.
It was funny because I brought all my snowboarding gear and they said, okay, you got 10 days off. There I am in the production office with all the gals running the show. And I said, oh, this is great. I got all my snowboard gear. Can you book me some flights? We want to go down to the South Island. I want to snowboard on the Alps down there. And she kind of took a deep breath, Victoria.
Oh my God, how do you remember that name?
She was nice. Mela, check your shirt. Yeah, she took a deep breath and she goes, let me work on that for you. Later on the day, I go home and I get a phone call and she says, we're thinking about the trip for your time off, and how would you like to take April and go to Fiji or Vanuatu for 10 days? And I was like, oh wow, that's a cool idea. And it wasn't until like after we shot the movie that I realized they didn't want me to hurt myself and they paid for a trip to Fiji to even do that. Peter's pretty
Very smart.
Yeah. So that was a great movie to shoot.
It was, yeah.
We got time
How
for
much
one
would you
quick
say
one.
that a director kind of controls whether or not you feel your best performances get seen in the film?
You have no control of that. All you can do is collaborate on the day and hope that you get to that point that you want to be with the character. But then even within that, there will be a take where you feel like, oh yeah, that number 3, that was the one. That's the one they're going to use. And then you see the rough cut, or you're doing your ADR work, and you're like, oh shit, they used take 5. They didn't use
I always say, guys, if I have anything to say, it would be number 3. I always put it out there, you know, but you have to understand, like on 10, the first cut of 10 was 4 hours and 35 minutes.
Wow.
And the first cut of ET was over 3 hours. So there's huge chunks of stuff
Frighteners
that
was
get
over
dropped.
5.
That doesn't surprise me, we shot so.
It was a
And so
200
they narrow it, and it's nothing personal, it's just some kind of everybody's stuff that has to
Yeah.
get dropped.
Well, poor John Aston.
Had a lot of stuff.
John Aston had a phenomenal character as the judge with his dog, and he had come up with so much great stuff with how him and his dog were and what they were doing and chasing the bone, but then the bone's actually his foot and all this stuff, you know. And he shot for, God, I think before we even got there, he shot for like a month doing a lot of blue screen stuff. And they used an eighth of what he did. And I think he had been around and he'd worked enough that it didn't really hurt him. He said, whatever. They use what they want to use. But
after you've been doing it now, as long as we've been doing it, we understand that too.
Yeah.
You just can't take anything personal in this business. Nothing.
It just is what it is.
Yeah.
I hate to do it, guys. You gotta go.
I'm ready.
Getting that look from you guys.
Thanks for going in, Robin.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Do you stay for the next one too?
Oh yeah.
I imagine if you're.
How about you?
That's the one I'm really excited about.
They got some good stuff, man.
Set up right